have a little special video here today, guys. This video is a full capture tutorial. It was requested by GGirl2020. So girls, this video is specifically for you and for other smaller creators like yourself. But first, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy Gudda. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. As I said from before, this is a full capture guide. You guys will be able to understand all the capture tools and how I make my cinematics as well. There's no big secret, so let's get straight to the point. But first to begin, I want to show you guys my settings in my display, because colors are a very important thing, and you want your blacks to be black and your whites to be white. You don't want any off colors. You want all the colors to be on point, right? So these are all my settings. I have them set as like this. I am on console, which is on the Xbox One. It could be applied on PS4 as well. PC will be differently because of different PC specs and whatnot. And also I would recommend fine-tuning your console to match your TV, so when you come into Warframe you can use these display settings, and you can have very accurate color, because you want your colors to be very accurate, so you will actually have your fashion on point and everything else, because you'll see why in a moment why you need it. All right, so and also I'll explain why my depth of field is off and my color correction is off as well. So you're gonna see that in a moment. Now, why my color correction is off, because I'm gonna show you guys. This is how color correction looks when it's on. Yeah, not so nice, right? This is the in-game color correction. Not so nice. Your colors are just off. It's not accurate at all. Now I'm gonna show you guys how it looks when it is off. See? Big difference. All the colors are more rich. The colors are not too dark, nothing like that. So, without further ado, let's go straight into capture and let's start the tutorial. I've already been talking for too long already. Alright, so first I'll start you guys off with the basic controls. Alright, so you have your control panel on your right side, and basically you can tilt it by your bumpers, left bumper, right bumper, or PS4 it'll be R1 and L1. And obviously you can use the left stick, you can move around, you can look, you can hide the panel by pressing Y or triangle. When you hold the left trigger, you can slow the movement of the camera speed. So yeah, that's why the camera is moving so slow. And obviously you can ascend, you can descend. You'll see all the controls on your right hand side, so I don't really have to call it out. But yeah, and you could the sprint button is basically to move the camera faster around, as you guys can see. And yeah, that's about it. That is just like the basics of everything, So let's move on to the other stuff. So you have depth of field. Depth of field, I'll show you guys that later because I have it off in my settings right now. So I'll show you guys that a little bit later. All right. So you have your exposure first, and obviously I'm showing you guys what exactly that does. Basically, it exposes the picture quality. If you want it more bright, if you want it more dark. You have field of view. Field of view is very handy. That's how you get all those close-up shots. It's like really handy. I usually use the field of view at its max, like the closest, as you guys can see right here. I can get way up close. So I usually use that on max, depending on the shot, of course. So as you can see, all the detail and all that stuff. So yeah, that's how you get those close-up shots. And well, for this you will need a color correction to be on. I will show you guys that feature a little bit later on. Grain, the grain, for some reason the grain's not working. I have it off though. That just makes the whole screen looks, you know, all grainy and stuff like that. You don't want that, you know. And then you have your saturation. Saturation, obviously, that's how saturated your colors are. So if you want it more rich, or if you want it more black and white, you put it lower, you'll get black and white. And you have this option here, which is look at your character, where you basically make the camera focus only on your Warframe. And yeah, so the camera is basically, it's fixed focus on your character. So you can only move right around or zoom in and zoom out. You cannot look left, you cannot look right, because the camera is mainly focused on your Warframe. So yeah, so you can go way in, you can come back out. That's how that works. And depending on the field of view, you can even get it even more close if you like. So those kind of work hand in hand. All depends on the kind of shots you want. So that is how to use that. That is what that feature is for. And then you have the detach camera feature, where, okay, let me just set up the camera. And right, so once you detach your camera now, you can then basically come out, and the camera is just stuck in one spot. As you can see, you're just stuck in one spot, and you can just basically move around your Warframe. You can do anything. You can cast your abilities, you can spin around like a dummy, you can do whatever. The camera is not going to move anywhere. So that is the detached camera. Advanced camera controls, I will come back to that. Now text, which is really not important, but I'm gonna show you guys anyway. This is the text features. So yeah, let's take a look at that. So whatever no words you want to put into your background, you can put that in. I just have text right there. So other text features, you can remove the text, you can color the text, you can edit the text, you can reposition the text, you can just add more text. And when you add more text, you can select which text that you actually want. It's pretty basic, but it's not important for you know, cinematic shots and stuff like that. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more in depth of this. See the text size, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. You have your primary color, which is the color will more be applied on top of the words or the letter, and the secondary will just fill in the rest. That is how that works. So yeah, it's not really important, but it's a feature that is there for whoever wants to use it, you know. On to the next. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys the 3 light setup. Now this light, basically it's a light that basically it shines on the Warframe, and I don't really know how to explain it that is, but yeah, it shines on the Warframe, and basically you have 3 lights that it shines on the Warframe at 3 different angles. So the colors, you have your main light, you have the brightness of that main light, and you have your fill light, and you have the rim light. So basically you have your main light, that is like the main parts, it'll shine like the main parts of the Warframe, and you have your fill light, which is like the center of wherever the light is being shined on that Warframe. And then you have the rim light, which is actually the edges of the Warframe. So that's how that works. And you have your brightness, you can rotate the angle of how the light is shining on you, as you can see. And depending on your color palettes, which can be purchased in the market, you would have those colors available for you. And you have scene light as well at the bottom, where, as you can see, it makes the whole room just dark. And once you have the 3 light setup on, yeah, you're just a walking light bulb right now with 3 different colors basically. And yeah, those colors are just focused on you, so it's pretty useful. It's pretty useful. So now we have slow motion. Yep, one of my favorite features. And basically the 0.1 is basically the slowest, and the fastest is like 0.5. It's still slow, but it's like the fastest of the slow. If you understand what I mean, right? So as you can see, this is 0.1 right now. It is a slow. So I'm moving right now, and yeah, it's just a slow. Everything is slow. You shoot slow, you cast your abilities slow, you walk slow, you run slow. Everything is just in slow motion. So if you want to know how you get slow motion shots, this is how you do it. And there's advanced time features. And you have your advanced time and you have toggle advanced time. You can always advance time by holding the right trigger as well. And advanced time, that toggle is basically when you're like paused like this, you can hit the advanced time. Like when you hit the trigger once, it'll automatically advance for you without holding down the trigger, and when it's off, you'll have to like hold down the trigger to keep the time advancing. And the other feature is enemies. You can spawn enemies, only up to 3 enemies though, any enemies of your liking. It all depends on how much enemies that you actually scanned. So I just spawned in 2 enemies here, and as you can see, they're 2 opposite factions, so they're fighting against each other here. And yeah, and if you can slow down the shot, and you can watch them fight in slow motion. So if you're trying to be, pretty unique and creative, and you want to get like enemies fighting at each other in a cinematic way, this is how you can do it. So this is how everything looks in slow motion. Pretty damn cool if you ask me. I like it. And obviously that friendly fire feature is only when like you have a friend in, because you can invite friends in your capture scene, and you can put on friendly fire and you can like shoot whoever is in your party, whoever you invited, so yeah, you have that feature there as well. And the bottom feature is basically you can select different capture scenes. All right, so let's move on to the depth of field and color corrections, and I'll show you guys the different features of the different filters and blurs and stuff like that. So what you will want to do is go in options and turn the option on. So if you want film grain on, obviously you can turn that on, but what we're focusing on right now is depth of field and color correction. So you want to turn those on if you want the features to be unlocked on capture. So you want to do that, and I'm gonna show you guys depth of field first, and then we move on to the different filters, which you need color correction to be on in order to access the different filters. So I'm gonna show you guys that. So you want to turn it on. When you turn it on, now you have DOF means depth of field, right? So you have the distance. As you guys can see on the screen, you will see the different effects. So you can have the distance of no blur, you can have a little bit of blur, and you can have blur like just to focus on the Warframe, which you're seeing right now, and you can have the blur focus more on the background and blur your Warframe. So your Warframe can be blur and the background can be blur, or the Warframe can be blur and the background can be clear. As you guys can see, those different effects. So you have the distance, you have the depth, and you have the exposure, which you're seeing right now. I think I went over exposure already, but yeah. So that's how that works. Pretty easy. And well, let's move on to the different filters. So you have a whole bunch of different filters. As you can see, this one is contrast, so it increases the contrast of everything, as you can see right now. And you have a whole bunch of different ones. You have blood, you have bleach, you have a whole bunch of others that you can work with. It all depends on what you want to work with. It all depends on what video you're trying to do, what picture you're trying to get, anything. It's all up to you. I have a whole lot. Some of the filters are actually really good and really nice, although I barely use them because when I'm editing, I use color correction in the editor instead of using it here in the capture, because when I mix it, it kind of throws off the color correction I'm actually doing in my editor. So I just don't really use it. And you have the filter opacity, as you can see, and you have the filter depth. Now this filter depth is pretty tricky, right? So what you can do is you can have whatever filter you have focused on right now, you can actually decrease the filter on the Warframe or the background, as you can see what's going on right now. It's a pretty cool feature. I really like it. And you can have reverse filter, where you can have the filter only affect the Warframe, or take it off and or actually put it up more and it'll actually affect the background that's going on right now. Pretty cool. And sorry if I'm stumbling a lot, guys. It's like really late at night right now and I'm kind of tired too. So just bear with me, all right? So that is how that works. So now moving on to the most advanced part, which is the cinematic tools itself. This part is the trickiest part of them all. So I'll have to really go through you guys step by step in the advanced camera controls and just work with me. And if you're kind of confused, you can always rewind the video so you can understand it better. All right, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is hit add camera. Now you can actually move the camera position right now to where you want to place a camera. So you hit the right thumbstick and you just added a camera, and you have some options at the bottom here where you can actually hit visualize camera. Now when you hit that, now you can come out of it and you can actually see where you place that camera. Depending on how many cameras you have in whatever order, you will see camera number 1, 2, 3, etc, etc. So that basically allows you to actually see exactly where you place the camera, so you would know if you place your camera exactly where you wanted to place it in the first place. So yeah, that's how you do it. You can add, I believe, as much cameras as possible, and you can just delete it. You can take off visualize camera. So yeah, that's how that works. So let's add back a few more cameras and let me show you some more features of this. So I'm gonna add a few cameras moving towards Volt right now, and I'm gonna let everything loop and play in one straight line, so you'll see. So I'll place this one camera there, then I'll move up a little bit, place a second one, move up a little bit, place a third one. Now you can get this seamless. Right now I'm just being random right now, so it'll look a little bit sloppy, but you can get it pretty seamless. I'm not really trying to get anything perfect right now. I'm just really trying to prove the point, you know, show you guys how it actually works. And yeah, let's just watch it. So as you can see, it's moving. You can speed it up. As you can see, options. You can stop it. You can speed it up. You can take off this whole HUD so it can be clean. And yeah, that's it. And when you hit loop, you can just have it, loop allows it to start over for itself. If you take off loop, it'll just stop at the last camera. If you put it on, it'll start back from number 1 once it reaches the last camera. And another nice feature is you can edit each camera. So with each camera, you can have a different field of view, different duration. I'll show you guys the ease out and in, how that works as well. You can have a depth of field, all of that for each camera. So it's a really cool feature. I mean, you can make movies with features like this. Trust me. All you have to learn is the fundamentals of it, which I'm, you know, kind of like showing you guys, and you'll be able to do it. All right. And you have fade as well. To me, like, fade looks like something like exposure, I guess. I never really used that. And let me show you guys the ease in and ease out feature. Now, the way how I saw this work is when you the last position of the last camera that you placed, you have to put another camera exactly on that same position. And when you do so, when the shot actually reaches to the end, you'll actually see it go forward and ease back out depending on how much ease in and ease out you have set. Right, so as you can see, I put a last camera in the same spot where I have camera 4, and you'll see. Oh, also at the bottom here you can actually adjust each camera too. You can adjust the previous camera, well, the positions that is, and adjust another camera ahead of you or change each camera position. You can still do all of that. So let me run it real quick and you guys can watch, and you'll see how right at the end it'll just go kind of like zoom in, I guess, and then you can just like ease back out. So you'll see. All right, so that was it. That's all there is. So basically I covered every single thing. Hope it was not too confusing. Hopefully I wasn't going too fast. These features are just so amazing. It's really amazing. So what else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, I want to get back on one thing real quick. Is like at the beginning when I was telling you guys about settings, and for like make sure your settings really in tune with your Xbox or PlayStation and stuff like that. It actually varies too as well depending on the TV you have, because there's TVs that are like, some people have 4K TVs and some people have like the Xbox One X that has the HDR and all that stuff, so colors will look a little bit different. I do have the normal Xbox, so I try to get the best out of it with the in-game settings, and also settings when I actually go into the Xbox to make it look really pretty on my TV as well, because as I said, I want accurate colors, right? So, and as I said too as well, PC, it'll vary depending on your PC specs. Some people PCs are built for to take high resolution. Some people have to turn down the resolution because their PC aren't really built for that, but I always try to get the best, so that's why I took you guys through there. So if you guys want to make cinematics or take out photos and stuff like that, when you're actually in your editor, you don't have to do much color correction because it'll already be looking good. But if you have like trash quality and it doesn't look good, you have to do tons of color correction, and sometimes you can actually literally see the excessive color correction that you do, and it makes the footage look horrible. So that's why I try to get the best out of my settings first. All right, so oh yeah, 2 more things I want to touch upon. Green screening. Yeah, that color room you get from Safflon Samaris, right? So you guys remember those terms, camera tricks? There's some people say, oh, there's camera tricks and whatnot. Well, you can actually do something called chroma key, where you can cancel off green screen background. So if you see some streamers and you see they have like a green screen in the back, and they can like chroma key themselves into the game, so you only see them cut out, but it makes it look like if they're kind of like in the game as well, but they're not really in the game. That's what green screen can do, right? You can do wonders with green screen, because modern day cameras and technology are sensitive of canceling off green colors, more like green and blue as well. Before you used to use blue, like back earlies in filmmaking, and now they more work with a green screen because cameras have changed, so it'll be sensitive to more green screen. So you can go in the color room here, and as I said, depending on how many color palettes you have purchased in the store, you can have all these different colors, and you can make cool shots in these color rooms as well. So all you gotta do really is I go on infested and I go in green, right? So I can do cool stuff in my editor, like really damn cool stuff. So whilst I have this green screen on, I can make Volt probably go to the moon or go to Paris or go somewhere. I can have him dancing. I'll show you guys, don't worry. Right, so I can just put a background here and it just makes it look as if he is kind of like there, you know. So pretty cool features. I can put him anywhere I want because of that green screen, because I can put actually an image in the background and it'll just cut him out once I use the Chrome key settings. So yeah, pretty cool. So if you know how to edit and stuff like that, even editing in photos as well, you can do that. And that's how I actually pull off some of my tricks, because I actually use the green room, and you can do hella cool things. You can do a lot of cool things. I don't want to go too in depth and explain how green screen works. That might be for another video, but at least you kind of like get the idea. And that is how like the filmmaking industry, how they do a lot of camera tricks and pull it off so smooth. You want to like how they did that. Well, yeah, green screen. Even if you guys know the movie Harry Potter, I mean, who doesn't know Harry Potter? The invisible cloak, that was used by a green screen. That was actually like a green curtain that was like at the outside, and they wrapped themselves in it. So when they use like Chrome key settings in the editor, they just cancel out the green and then make it look as if it was completely invisible. Pretty cool. It made it look as if it's an invisible cloak, but it just wasn't. It was just a green cloak, I guess, wrapped around them, and the camera just did its tricks. That was about it. So one more thing, when you're going into open worlds like, you know, Plains of Ilon or Fortuna or Valus, there are two other different settings which I would show you guys. All right, so the two settings are you can change the time of day and you can make it rain. So as you can see, just adjust the bar and you can get nighttime, daytime, evening, dusk, dawn, whatever you like. These settings are only available in the open world. So you can get rain and blah blah blah. You can adjust the rain and stuff like that. Now in Orb Vallis, when you're adjusting rain, it actually adjusts how much it snows. So I'll show you guys that as well. Yeah, so when you put it right down, as you can see, there's no snow. It stops snowing. And the more you adjust it up, the more snow you will get. It's as simple as that. As I said, it's only available in the open worlds. So yeah, pretty cool. So that is about it, guys. I think I've covered everything. Hope you guys did enjoy the tutorial. Any questions at all, feel free to comment below. And yeah, if you guys want to talk to me even further, I do have a Discord. The link will be in the descriptions. You guys can come and holler at me if you guys want. It's open to anyone. It's the best place if you want to contact me and stuff like that. I really hope I can help out anyone that's been getting problems with capture, because a lot of people have been asking me, yo Gudda, how you do this and how you do that, and you know, it's kind of hard to explain with typing and stuff like that. So I decided to make a video. So yeah, so I hope this video was pretty informative. I hope it helped out everyone. Get out there, be creative. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this has been a long one, and God knows how much I hate doing commentaries, especially long videos. I'm not a fan of long videos at all, but you know, I just wanted to get the point out pretty clearly. Oh, by the way, if you guys did enjoy the little 30-second cinematic I did at the starting of the video, I'm not really digging the beat, but if you guys do want me to finish, let me know if you guys are interested to see at the end of it. I have not finished it. I still have it in the queue, so I don't know if I might finish it or not. But if you guys are interested in seeing me finish it, let me know in the comments, and I would finish the video of that little cinematic I did there. It was just something quick I whipped up, nothing fancy. But as I said, if you're interested and want to see the end of it, just let me know. All right. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be creative, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day.